Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to go ahead and try to rebuild this RBA. So check it out. Got some cotton and an old wick, and I'm going to unscrew these posts by hand. I don't want to tighten them down too tight and strip them. So I've been doing everything by hand, and it seems to be working out. Just pulling out the old coil, throw it in the coil batch, get a Q-tip, just, do a little housekeeping. What I'll do is unscrew these out till I can figure there's a little bit of distance between the post and the screw. This I can set aside. You want to clean that out so you get the juice. That till later. What I'm going to do is I want to grab like a little screwdriver or something you got. And this way, there's many different ways to do it. This is just kind of how I'm taught, and I'm probably not doing it 100% right. So, maybe find somebody else to watch to do it. But it'll give you a general idea. What I'll do is keep this part here and point it out that way on top. You want to have one on top and one on bottom. So this one, a little bit out, leave room to poke it through the posts, and just get your first wrap, hold it taut. 1, 2, and then just kind of push it down a little bit. 3, 4, push it down a little bit. 5, 6, 7, 8, and under. See how this one's on top, that one's under? And then I'll just cut it. And you just set your wire aside. And what you'll do is just kind of keep winding it around and then squeeze it together. And just squeeze it together. Pretty soon it'll start looking like a coil. One on top, one on the bottom. You get it? Around and under, over and under. And this one's kind of sticking out a bit, so I'm just going to cut it off. Nail clippers work fine. I just happen to have these, and they do a decent job when you don't have slippery fingers from your juice. But yeah, that's good. So posts. Right now we're not dealing with this wick stuff at all. We just got a little coil, and it just depends how they're set up. This one's got a little air hole that comes out funky somewhere. I'm not even going to use that. I'm just going to go ahead and, because there's a hole in the side that I drilled to there. So that's where the air is coming from. So you don't have to rely on the eJuice hole. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick that through till it comes through. There's a little hole in the post. Comes out the other side. Just naturally wants to sit there. So we'll just tighten that down. Oh, it kind of, you want to get it a little bit in there, but you don't want to. Don't worry about what's sticking out, because you may or may not fuddle with this. Sometimes this one's a little tough, but it just depends. You want to make sure the hole is going to be able to reach it. So if I have to, I'll get some tweezers and just work that in there in the hole. And let's see. Push that in. It's kind of halfway in. There it is. It popped out. Screw it down. Yeah, it takes a little practice, but. And I just do finger tight. I got big fingers, so I can tighten it down real tight. You don't really want it touching, the curls touching to the posts. So you just kind of just finagle that up a bit. Everything's real even. And you just kind of squeeze them together till they're about even. There, see? That's pretty even. So these are on the posts. I'm going to go ahead and put it on something. And set it at a safe like 3.7 or something, and then we'll see what's going on. Should get a nice even burn. See how it heats up kind of uneven a little bit. So you see how it's a little more on this side than that side, and I know it's not that big of a deal, but you just pinch them together a little bit. See how it's even in the middle now? Just get it nice and hot. Do a couple times. And that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna wet this with a little bit of e-liquid. Let's go ahead and break out the high voltage. And a lot of people do things differently. This is just, what I'm doing. And I just put a little juice on there, and then I'll heat it up. Just to get it used to it, And see how it's kind of burning uneven? Juice isn't on there, so I'm just going to burn it till it's pretty much even. You can see how it's going to react, So there. And, you can get finicky with it and push the coils together or whatever. and make sure it's fine. So that's that. So what I'm gonna do is do this. I was gonna use the wick. Sometimes it's hard to get the end of the wick through that center, and for the interest of not sitting here and making a 20-minute video, I'm just gonna play with some cotton, Walgreens organic cotton, CVS, whatever. You can boil your cotton if you want. I don't get that crazy. You know, how much cotton do you need? I don't know. I just keep playing around and twisting it like I'm knitting a sweater or something. That's pretty much how I do it. I'm sure you have a different way of doing it, but just feed that through the needle. Pull it on through. Now you can put the knot on the bottom, but gravity goes down, so I just take that, and what I'll do is just wrap it around and put it on there like a hat above it so that the air flows down. And then sometimes I'll wrap this around, put it through the post, but just for the interest of doing a simple video, I'll just cut it right there. Your results may vary, but that's pretty much it. Fluff it up. This is like a hat. It's over the coil. You don't want to press the button or you're going to burn your cotton. It's not going to taste good. So, you know, when this is wicked, gravity will go down. So, just put a little high voltage on there. Some people don't like blue coloring in their e-liquid or any kind of food coloring. I personally don't have a problem with it at this stage. But everybody's different, so whatever floats your boat. This is their Tesla. And let's see what was what. It's heating up. Now I'm not trying to build huge coils where they spit and everything. I just want a nice, slow, even burn. And just no pops or anything. Everybody's different, you know. This is just how I do it. And that comes out pretty good. I can even turn it up just a tad, 4.0. Seems about right. You can then again go ahead and just squeeze your coils together into so they're touching, or you can just leave them as they are. Just line up the hole to where the coil is, pop that on there, and got yourself a fresh coil. Anytime you want to change it out, you could either just squeeze it out with a napkin all the way and squeeze this out. Say you want to try a different juice, just get a napkin, and you can just burn most of it, vape a lot of it, but just squeeze it and you'll see it'll turn white. You know, it'll get as white. You just get in there and then you can change your juice. But that's pretty much it. This is Kriswixx changing a coil on an RBA generic single coil, and it's not that hard. Please look at some of the charts out there online for proper ohms and whatnot. I've been doing this coil for a while and I've already had it tested, and I know kind of what I'm doing, you guys. So make sure you do research so things don't catch fire, overheat. So other than that, we're good to go. This is Kriswixx.